Hello, everyone. Today we are with Nemanja. Nemanja is founder and chief vision officer of Funky Marketing. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Rainy morning after the 2 months of 40 degrees. So it's actually pretty good to feel, that the heat is starting to go away and we can just breathe more freely.
We are here in winter and I just got my second COVID vaccine shot. So I'm a bit dizzy, but I'm doing very well. And I'm looking forward to hear more about, obviously, your way of thinking, why you think work is not working. But before we go into this, I would love to know more about actually your title, Chief Vision Officer. And why did you pick this title? And what does that mean for your team and for your philosophy at life and at work?
Yeah, it's a good question, and actually that's why I got the title, so I can ask those kind of questions. Basically, obviously, we are a team of 5 people in house and 4 others that are working with us from month to month. So I cannot be a chief vision officer in a real way because we are not that big of a company. But I got the title because I want to spark conversations around it, because I think like we are slowly moving from the area where when we need to change the things inside the company, so the systems, the structure, and this is what we do as one of the services in Funky Marketing. So basically, we change the old way things were doing to the new ways, and to be able to get the conversation going around it. Only that. I added the chief vision officer. Also, this is the way I aligned everything in my work, also in life as well. So around my vision, this is how I decide who is the person that I'm going to hire next. What are some things that we're going to do related to the marketing? Who are we going to work with? So we need companies that will, we want to change the industry. So this is how, that's the vision. So that's how we choose the clients as well, companies that are willing to do that in their industry or their niche too. And, it's kind of interesting because it all, the background of the title is, of course, Simon Sinek and some of the things he's saying. And, when we look at some of the bigger companies out there, they all have the founder who took the company to the highest heights. And then all of those people are like, it's now time for us to retire and to let somebody else take the CEO position. And, they think of, okay, who are my 2 closest people in the company? So it's the COO or it's the CFO usually. Mm-hmm. And they say, okay, one of those people will replace me. And when they did that, a lot of things went wrong and the board needed to get them back to the company. So the founder and the CEO to change things. Why? Because COO and CFO are the people that can lead the company, but they cannot see the vision. They cannot see outside of the bubble. That's why the CEO is here. Somebody who has the vision and who is the leader who can take the team somewhere when other people cannot. And it's the unique position.
I love this conversation because I think we're speaking a lot about the vision and how you lead with vision. And you mentioned that a lot of these successful companies that got where they are, got there because of their vision, or at least how the founder envisioned something and then led everyone towards it. We can talk about the COO or the CFO not having the vision, because absolutely right. If they don't have the vision, they will not be able to lead with that vision. But maybe before that, who are the people that you think have led with vision and excelled? And why do you think that vision was necessary? Was it actually just the vision or the type of the vision that they were also leading?
It all depends. I mean, there are lots of different situations, lots of different people that have done it. Like the couple of those that I look up to and that have done it. For example, like they will cancel from Drift. Mm-hmm. Like Drift is the company that invented the category. They started with a community, and then they found what are the problems, and then they started putting up the different products. That's one of the examples. But I like to look at, not only I'm working in B2B with B2B companies, in tech companies, but I like to look outside of it and to find an example outside of it. And when we look outside of it, there are lots of people that come to mind, right? So we all know what Elon Musk is doing. We all know about all different people. Now we are seeing like 3 people at the same time going to the space, right? So they all have been having different paths to that. And they all have been led by a founder with a vision.
So how do you lead with a vision? What does that concretely mean when you are talking to your teams?
Yeah, in our case, it all starts with it all started with me as a founder, and with vision that I have. Basically, I saw the gap in the B2B space, in B2B market, with like there was the old way of doing things, which we can track back to like 20 years ago, probably, when the management couldn't track marketing based on the results that they are doing, so they came up with leads. And it got when you assign somebody a metrics, you tend to grow the metrics, right? And then when you grow the metrics, it impacts other things in the company, and it got to the level where it's not efficient, and it's actually old way of doing things because the technology caught up, and now we can measure them on all kind of different things. But old way of doing things is something that people get comfortable, and they continue doing it. And because they don't know any other way of doing it, it's been like that for 20 years, they cannot get out of it easy. So we need to come in and be the voice that will guide them slowly to make that change. And basically it's going back to the basics, but the way it is right now, it's a revolution, because it changes the way we see things. It changes the way we perceived marketing function in the company, the way we align all the other departments to the marketing. And I saw the team, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm coming from B2C space, when there were feelings, emotions, humanity involved, when it was all about the customers. And today, like in B2B space, okay, things now started to change a little bit in a year and a half, and since we had the pandemic. But it was all like foggy mystics, companies talking about themselves, about the features, not caring about the customers, those kind of things. And this is our vision. So I want to see, like, remember those commercials for the B2C companies around Christmas, around that time of the year, that sparks emotions when you look at them. That's what I want to see in B2B. And that was kind of the vision that I have. Companies which are thinking about the customers, because the way we buy also has changed. And we still need, not only us, but a lot of companies to get in there and help us create the change. So basically, I wanted Funky Marketing to be one of the leaders out there to inspire others to join us, because it's not something that one company or one person or one team can do. We still need lots of companies to help us, get the industry to that level. So that was kind of the vision. And when I basically, all the people that are working with me in Funky Marketing came because of that vision, and because the way I was telling the story. And
so you mentioned. Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask I was gonna ask you about something that you mentioned, very important here, which is when you go to B2B customers, obviously, and you're trying to help them with B2B marketing, there is a lot of alignment challenges. And you mentioned that marketing will be leading this alignment. So how true is that with the customers that you have worked with? And what are maybe the main things that help marketing align their initiatives with the vision that you just mentioned, but also with the activities or the execution or everyone else in the business?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily marketing should lead it. It all depends on the model of the company. But marketing should have, the more important function, because it touches all the touch points of the customer's buyer journey. and it involves everybody in the company. Everybody in the company are doing marketing, if they have the will to admit it or no. But even doing nothing is marketing. So it sparks the way that you care about the customers, the way you talk to them or you not talk to them. And the way I see it, marketing doesn't have a goal of its own. Marketing has the goal, which is the same equals as the company goal. So in that way, for marketing to be done efficiently, it needs to have a seat at the table with the sales, with the revenue team. My ideal, alignment between marketing, sales, and customer success is the one that is actually connecting all the other departments in the company, because they are talking with the customers right away. They have insights and they can help, get the feedback to the marketing and sales team. And then through the weekly meetings, they can be aligned about the way they're tackling specific problems, a way they are offering solutions, because often sales is doing their own thing, talk about the way they are solving the problems for the customers, and marketing is doing completely different things. And the way I see it, if marketing is done right, they can be actually the growth machine for the company. And create the awareness, educate the customers, create the brand in time. And then when you don't need like 10 people in sales, you need maybe few of them that have experience, know the company, so there's no bad customer experience when talking with sales team. And then they can close at the bigger deals with the customers that are coming educated and informed and coming inbound. And they have time to go and do the outbound. But outbound is also now easier because they reach out to the potential customers that already know who they are, because marketing has done their job right. And when this is the kind of alignment in the company, then the revenue goes up and you can easily get back the revenue back to the company and actually do other stuff.
If you have an advice for B2B companies about marketing, about vision and alignment, what would that be?
It's interesting. My biggest thing, and I think it is not something that I'm saying revolutionary or something else. It's get to know your customers, but not in a way like B2B companies are still looking at them as a company, as a building where people are, as a huge account. There are people inside those accounts, and they are making their decisions based in the same way that in B2C people are. So based on emotions, based on the feeling, but also it's an expensive product that they're buying. So they need to talk with different people to make the decision. And basically you need to get to know all of them along that journey. So as you can get to know them better, you will make better decisions and you will align your actions better towards them. So it's not only things related to the business. It's also maybe 4 of them like fishing, or this is a unique thing for 3 different accounts, for 3 different customers, or they 5 of them are following NBA. So you can talk with them about basketball, about different things. We had a situation when we go after developers, product which is going after developers, and the company had no idea how to reach out to them. They were trying to create content for the Google search. It is not working the best way. Of course, they knew that the developers are going to Google to find the way to solve the problems, but they needed something more. So by talking with them, what we found out is they love board games, and they have their own community where 90% of the people are developers when they talk about the board games. So this was the entrance, but also getting in there, we realized that, to be able to create content that developers will find valuable, they need to hire a developer to write the content and to pay him as a developer. So something that, none of us have think of. but it was a challenge finding one that wants to write. But there are a lot of developers that are kind of like already senior and want to maybe get and do something different. And when you are the same person as your target group, and you can understand the problem, it's easier for you to write the content that they will understand. So if you get to know the customers and you align all the actions based on that, it's easier to go that way. Also, just to add one more thing, I think it's important, like the CEO's profile, no matter if it's one platform or more of them, it's probably the most important channel that you have to talk to your customers. Usually the CEO gets, all the news, all the updates from the people around him, from the C-level executives, from, other leaders from the company, but actually willing to do that one channel and talk directly to the customers, that's a unique perspective and unique chance to get a feedback from them and actually get that to the company. So also one shortcut, as we say, to get to know the customers better.
Amazing. It all goes back to just knowing the customer, lead with vision, and try to align people in the company towards that customer that you need to know more than just, as you said, a building or a big account, but also with people. So it's lead with vision, connect with people, and always keep the alignment between your teams so you can deliver the value to the customer that they were actually looking for in some ways. Maybe a last question. Where do you want to see B2B marketing in 3 or 4 years from now, or 5 years? My question was 5 years initially. So where do you see maybe B2B marketing in 5 years?
Yeah, like that was the question I get asked like a couple of times, and I always gave different answers. But I see it going in the same direction as we are now. So basically, where marketing is becoming the muscle of the company, and when this is the situation that companies go and meet the customers halfway, not waiting for them to come to them, like something that today Netflix and Airbnb are doing. They are meeting the customers half of the way, have the personalized experience, and by talking with customers, they go back and they recreate the experience, the product, the services or the features that they have based on the feedback. And I see that interaction, creating relationships between the customer and the company is something that will guide the way that relationships are going. And I think the companies that can do that the best, that can perform, are the ones that are going to win. And now it's a little bit hard for, especially, and we are entering, we are already there actually, the technology age. For technology company, we are working on a tech. Like they need to go outside of the company and do something for the community, do something different, just to make their employees feel that emotion, that they're here for the reason. And it's not easy, so not many companies are doing it at the moment, but I think that's the direction where everything will go.
Amazing. Well, look, Nemanja, that was amazing. That was awesome. Thank you so much for having time to talk to us. And we talked about a lot of stuff. Obviously, we talked about marketing, B2B marketing, the future, meeting half of the way the customer that you're talking to. We talked about vision. We talked about alignment. I'm sure that our audience will love this podcast episode and would really get a lot of outcome from it for daily work, and also rethink some stuff that they are not doing maybe today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.